Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. So, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I just want to break up my video into more bite sized and more digestible. So, today, this video specifically, I want to talk about all regulations. There are basically some negative news, but there's still a lot of positive news that is, very crypto friendly. So, let's just dive into it straight away, right? Um, China introduces new anonymity regulations for blockchain-related companies. So the Cyberspace Administration of China has introduced a new regulation for blockchain firms that are operating in the country. The announcement was published on the Regulators website on yesterday, January 10th, right? So according to the CAC, the guidelines which will come into force in mid-February were developed to contribute to the healthy development of the industry. What they are actually require is that basically all the blockchain firms that operate in China to give up a lot of all their user information, basically who uses their platform, all their identities, and they have also access to actually go through all their information. Yeah, so here it says our guidelines require blockchain startups to allow authorities access to stored data and to introduce registry procedures that would require ID card or mobile numbers from its users. Moreover, they will be obliged to oversee content and censor information that is prohibited under current Chinese law. Now, what is the penalty if you don't comply? They might face fines from 20,000 to 30,000 yuan, which is about 3,000 to 4,000 USD. In case of serial offenses, the company might face a criminal investigation. Now, so the thing is this, I think what happened is that, right, so China is not, this is not the first time that basically, putting such a blanket ban on cryptocurrency related products or services, right? I mean, in 2017 or 18, they already have actually banning cryptocurrencies and all the any events that's related to promote cryptocurrencies. They're banning all those. And very interestingly, right, they come out with this news now. Every now and then again, they will come out with very strict news like this. But again, what do you expect? It's China, right? The interesting thing is though, first of all, for this news, the penalty for not complying, it is so low. Honestly, it is very low for a company based in China. The barrier to actually entry is really low, right? So anyone can actually, any company can actually flout this. That's one. Second is that they've always known to do this, but at the same time, we also know, right, that a lot of the big mining companies are operating from China. Yeah, yes, a lot of them have moved out of China, but at the same time, a lot of them are still in China, and a lot of the people behind the big mining companies in the world, big Bitcoin or crypto mining firms in the world are Chinese nationals. Now they are not affected. There's no restriction at all to these individuals. Now, if China really want to ban this, right? If they're really serious, my opinion is that they can easily crack down on these individuals, right? They can easily lock them up, right? Because they have done that in the past. Now they don't do these things, right? Now, so to me, I think, right, is that yes, officially they are coming out of all these bans, but at the same time, if I am a Chinese, and if I'm the president of China, now it might be wise for me, right, to actually also have a backup plan, right? Now, the thing is, a lot of China reserves are in USD, and given the relationship now with China, with US-China relationship that is so stiff now, wouldn't it make sense, right, for China to diversify into other assets? We already know that they have a lot of gold reserves, but in the sense that so Bitcoin and major cryptocurrencies are a form of digital gold. So doesn't it make sense to actually for them to think about this asset class as well, right? That is digital, that is not easily seized, right? Because it's not in digital, it's not in physical form like physical gold. While they already have a lot of physical gold in their reserves, so why not, right, to also diversify into something like a digital gold? Yeah, so that's what I think personally. So is this a front? no one really knows, right? But I mean, that's what my opinion is. In addition, we also have India in the news. Now, India has not banned cryptocurrency. Let's make it very clear, right? But their banks, and it is not just one bank, it's a lot of their banks actually forcing customers to agree to anti-cryptocurrency policies. Yeah. So let me just read it quickly. An Indian bank is reportedly forcing customers to agree that they will not deal with any transaction related to cryptocurrency, including bitcoins, when signing up for an account. In addition, there are reports of banks blocking accounts of their existing customers if they're found to have made crypto-related transactions. Amid banking restrictions imposed by India's central bank, the Reserve Bank of India, major bank in the country, is reportedly asking customers to declare that they will not deal with any cryptocurrency transactions. So a Twitter user, name is Indian Crypto Girl, actually tweeted a screenshot of Kotak Mahindra Bank that basically says, right, this is one of their when she's trying to open an online banking account of Kotak Mahindra Bank, one of the major banks in India, she has to, and she has no choice but to tick this box that basically says, I hereby declare that I will not deal with any transaction related to cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin. I also understand and agree that the bank reserves all right to close my account without further information in case I'm found to undertake such transactions. She also said that she can't uncheck, right? If she unchecked, then she cannot open an account, a bank account with Kotak Mahindra Bank. Yeah. So they have started to show this notice in their account creation process in the past 1 month. That means since January 2019. This message comes as a one last check before account creation, and the cryptocurrency tick box cannot be skipped or unchecked, right? So the thing is this, they are not the only bank in India that is doing this. So my take is really right. For both China and India, who basically trying to push their citizens from not using cryptocurrencies, actually they are, indirectly helping adoption of cryptocurrencies. Why is that? Because we already know India last year when they introduced the demonetization of some of the big bills, that they basically, a lot of the people in India have no choice but to actually, buy Bitcoin in the black market. And why is that? How do we know that? Because the pricing for Bitcoin in the black market for India has climbed up, as high as 20% premium over prices in other markets like US. So that just tells you, right? Basically, if you try to ban something in today's world, people who need it will find a way to go elsewhere, right? And actually just get it, right? They will find a way, because today we are so interconnected, right? And internet is so open. You can just Google, you can just Twitter, you can find out, right? Anyone. So yes, you may not do it through the bank account, through the official way, but people always find a way around these things. And in China, citizens in China actually have cryptocurrencies. There was done a survey, about last month, that they basically said a lot of the people have cryptocurrencies. So it's not surprised they can go offshore and just buy it, right? Yeah. So that's what, but on the flip side, there's a lot of governments today that are already very friendly, or they are reviewing their regulations to be friendly to cryptocurrencies. First up is, of course, US. And it basically says crypto is among the SEC's top examination priorities for 2019. Cryptocurrencies are one of US Securities and Exchange Commission's top examinations priorities this year, meaning 2019. In SEC's Office of Compliance, Inspections and Examinations recent report, digital assets specified as cryptocurrencies, coins, and tokens are included among the 6 themes for their 2019 examination priorities. So, what happened was that February was when the date, right, expected, where the government, the SEC, is expected to make a decision on the crypto ETF, exchange traded fund. Now, they have already rejected, close to 10 ETF or exchange traded fund applications since the last 18 months. So the market is basically not a lot of high hopes that they will approve in February, because they're up again for review. So the thing is this, why is Bitcoin or crypto ETF so popular, and why is it so well demanded in the market? Because that with an ETF, then basically it will mean it's very easy avenue for anyone, including normal retail investors, to actually gain access to major cryptocurrencies. And hence there were a lot of hopes last year, right? In fact, in 2017 as well, that basically that the US will approve, and that's why actually that was a lot of the reasons behind, or a lot of the rumors that ETF will be approved, and that's why led to the rally in end 2017, right, which Bitcoin peaked at close to 20,000 in early 2018, and then of course when it didn't happen, the market just amid other news that US also cracked down on a lot of the initial coin offerings, and the market basically tanked, and it has stayed in that winter market for the past 1 year, right, and counting. So there's a lot of hopes now that the February deadline will come up again for review, and hopefully it will be approved. But most people who are in the know think that most likely again it won't be approved. But regardless, right, I think, but then now you have this news that basically they will put the regulations on crypto high on their priorities. Ought to tell you something, right? It is very odd that for the government to come up to say that something is top of their priorities. Normally, they will not say what they are reviewing until like they will announce the news, right? But this just show you the commitment and the kind of interest that the government have in this market. But it's also no surprise because not just in December, there was a lobbying group formed, right, by among others, is like a lot of the top prominent business people and bankers in US to actually lobby the government to, to have regulations that are friendly to crypto. That just happened. It's called Blockchain Association. It was just formed in December 2018, and now we're seeing a lot of all this very positive news now. Yeah, so yeah, that ought just to tell you. I mean, do your own research and you can find out all this, right? Next, Wyoming lawmakers advance blockchain sandbox bill. Wyoming, or the cowboy state, is continuing its efforts to welcome blockchain and crypto startups, most recently by approving a bill to let blockchain startups to operate within a regulatory sandbox for a legislative vote. Now, if this bill is passed, basically what it means is that Wyoming will allow any country to experiment with any, innovations in the crypto and blockchain space in their state. And this is very interesting. Before federal regulations are passed, you have states going ahead of the government to actually, issue very friendly crypto-related regulations. And this is really fascinating to watch how this play out. Also, right, last year we do have state of Ohio actually said that they accept cryptocurrency to from their citizens to pay tax. This is I mean, yes, in the end they said that there were news that they basically claim that they are not keeping those crypto in their reserves, but rather they will convert those crypto into fiat straight away. But still, they make it easy for people who wants to pay in crypto, because that means they do see that there will be people who will adopt, who will use crypto, who basically live on crypto, right? So there are people starting, not minority, but there are people who actually live on crypto. What I mean is they basically receive payments in crypto for all their business or their work that they do. They take crypto payments and they actually spend those crypto. So for these people, the price volatility that everyone is afraid of nowadays does not really matter, right? But instead, you do have state of Ohio saying that they do accept tax, and that just show that they start to legitimize Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies as a form of currency. Hence, they accept that as payment, right? Next, next, 5 crypto exchanges have been licensed in Gibraltar since the regulation. And who are those 5? It's basically Huobi, the 4th largest exchange by daily trading volume globally. CoinFlow, the oldest crypto trading platform in the UK, Covesting, which is another crypto exchange based in Europe, Gibraltar Blockchain Exchange, operated by the local stock exchange Gibraltar, and the most recently licensed entity, digital asset platform eTorox. Now, Gibraltar is we already know them to be a very friendly nation towards cryptocurrency. On top of that, there are also other European countries like Switzerland, Isle of Man, Estonia, Malta. Malta, that's also where Binance, which is one of the very prominent cryptocurrency exchange, that's where also they were formed, they were established there, right? Because they are not allowed to be headquartered in a lot of the traditional finance hub like US and Japan. Hence, they actually moved to Malta. That's why a lot of, in fact, yesterday there was also a news that said EU come up with to say they wanted to have regulations that they're calling for all the EU nations to have a very standardized regulations on cryptocurrencies. Why do they think that? Because there are a few countries that already, go ahead and just basically issue very friendly regulations towards cryptocurrency, and they are attracting all the foreign investments into their country. And if other countries, if you don't do anything more, you basically will be left out. That's just the nature of the world now, yeah? Next, Venezuela issues a decree regarding the payment of cryptocurrency and foreign fiat tax. So let me just quickly say this. On January 7, 2019, the government of Venezuela published a decree detailing the process of taxation payment with regards to cryptocurrencies and foreign fiat currency. Now, why is it significant? Venezuela, right, has experienced like really hyperinflation. So you're talking about 1,000% in 2018 or 10,000%, right? Something is crazy astronomical figure. Basically, the people, they have no choice but to use cryptocurrencies. For people who don't have yet already of cryptocurrencies, they actually sell their valuables to, for cryptocurrencies. There are also businesses that actually just produce goods and they sell online to accept cryptocurrencies, and that's what they can use. And basically, cryptocurrencies volatility, yes, but it's nothing compared to their own native currency, which is Bolivia, right? And a lot of the merchants there also are accepting cryptocurrencies because they do see people in Venezuela actually, using cryptocurrencies. So there is that demand and supply already there. And now they are issuing regulations to clarify how do you actually pay in cryptocurrency, how do you account for cryptocurrency. This also partly in response to US, when they like Ohio State, they do accept they do take the crypto as tax, but they have not clear regulations on how do you actually report those tax. Yeah, so people have to try to figure out on their own, do they report this as a capital gains, or it is an income tax. Yeah, so again, more clarity is always good. Next, Sweden's Reserve Bank issues warning over e-krona fraudsters. Riksbank, Sweden's reserve bank, central bank, recently released a warning that any individual or company claiming to offer e-krona, the country's prospective national cryptocurrency, is running a scam. The statement explains that e-krona projects has yet to be concluded and the bank has no plans to issue e-krona at this time. They went on to say that in March 2018, Riksbank Governor Stefan Ingves predicted the launch of the e-krona to be 3 or 4 years out. So the thing is this, so it seems like Sweden is looking at issuing their own central bank backed digital currency, and this will not support the private cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and so forth, because if the central bank were to issue their own central bank backed cryptocurrencies, or they call it digital currencies, then basically all the citizens will be forced to use their version of digital currencies, and in that case, also then all expenses, all transactions done using the central bank backed digital currencies will be tracked. And if anyone want to ban any individual because of whatever reasons, they can easily they basically then have no access to finance at all. So I do see that they might look into issuing this in the future, but for now that there's definitely no intention yet. In fact, there was a report by Bank of International Settlement, you can search on them. Basically, just a few days ago, they issued an article and they've done a survey around central banks around the world, and they showed that basically more than 70% of the central banks around the world have unlikely to issue cryptocurrency, their own cryptocurrency, in the next 1 to 3 years, and also in the next 3 to 6 years. So basically, that also shows you that basically they probably don't see it as such a big threat, right? Hence, they looking into this, but they're not launching their own version of digital currencies. Yeah, they also think that what my take is that even if they do issue, people who are, people in the know will use an alternative of the Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies that are private as well. That's what I think. Yeah, those permissionless one, not the centralized one, those decentralized and permissionless like Bitcoin, right? People will still adopt those because it is just, the key thing is, of course, is the censorship resistance, right? Because no governments can basically lock you out from the finance if you choose to use Bitcoin. But if you choose to use the government issued digital currency, yes, if you do anything or you have any political ideologies that are not aligned with the government, then they can easily choose to ban you, right? Basically censor you. Yeah. Next. CoinCheck wins crypto exchange license 12 months after major hack. Japanese crypto exchange CoinCheck, which suffered a $530 million hack in January of 2018, is now a licensed entity. Now, the thing is this, this is actually, how is this related to governments? Because Japan has actually previously banned crypto exchange called CoinCheck, and because they have actually been hacked, yeah, and the loss is quite substantial, it's 530 million. These are hard-earned money of the people, and so they banned them, and they basically said, you need to up your security policies and all the governance security measures. You really need to up those before we can review your license. So now they have finally approved them again. So the way I see it is that Japan has always been the forefront in terms of the first nation. In fact, they're the first nation to legitimize cryptocurrency, and now that they basically are much more friendly. And this latest news basically show that they are willing to give cryptocurrency firms a fair chance to compete, right? So as long as you demonstrate that you have improved your measures, and you have people of the interest in mind, and that you are not running some fraud or scams, that they're willing to give you a chance. So that's what I see, right? So they basically are really friendly towards cryptocurrency, and I do see that they do see that this is something that is here to stay, right? And after all, a lot of their people, Japanese citizens, are using cryptocurrency. So this is also one way that you don't have a choice but regulate what you can, right? It's better to join in the bandwagon and regulate what you can. Last news in the regulation today is the Iran CV to tap blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is set to decentralize mechanisms governing the world's financial systems, and the Central Bank of Iran has focused efforts on studying ways to benefit from that technology, says Secretary General of Central Bank of Iran. Now, Iran is also one of those countries that is sanctioned by the US. It's basically that they cannot use the SWIFT banking network, right? That means they cannot accept payments through the SWIFT network, traditional banking network. So countries like this, it does make sense for them to accept, or to invest a lot of their reserves into cryptocurrency. Just like Russia, there was a news article that basically said that they plan on putting a lot of their reserves, which is 470 billion of their reserves, into cryptocurrencies, and specifically they mentioned Bitcoin. Now, Iran, it does make sense as well. It's a similar territory like Russia because it's sanctioned by US. And what other, better mode than to look into an alternative like cryptocurrency? That's also why the appeal of Bitcoin and major cryptocurrencies, has for a lot of the early adopters of Bitcoin, right? Because it is an alternative payment, an alternative form of store of value, right, that you can have apart from the fiat money today, which we see a lot of inefficiencies, right? So that's all I have for this video, and I will see you in the next video. And thank you so much for watching, and for subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing, and I really appreciate all your support, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Thank you so much.